Ako lang ba, mga kabarangay, o ngayon na lang ulit, ever since Scottie Thompson, nagkaroon ng rookie ang Barangay Ginebra na talagang exciting and din nagkaroon ng immediate impact, yung instant success kumbaga. Si RJ Barrientos, I'd argue, okay, na yung pinapakita niya or yung pinakita niya this conference is even better than what Scottie Thompson did nung rookie siya noong 2016. Kasi si Scottie, yes, pwede mo nga i-argue na dapat siya yung nanalo ng Rookie of the Year. Pero syempre, of course, Chris Newsome talaga yung panalo doon. Anyway, si Scottie kasi, nung rookie year niya, nagsimula siya like off the bench, barely getting any minutes. Talagang parang diesel, kunti-kunti. Si RJ Barrientos kasi immediate impact eh. Like game 3, game 4 pa lang. Akala mo ang tagal-tagal niya na sa team. Many would argue na parang siya yung naging breath of fresh air sa buong Ginebra experience in recent years. Kumbaga, if OG Ginebra fan ka, you'd know na yung mga Ginebra players usually may mga charisma yan, may mga dating. Malakas ang dating sa court and usually meron silang parang angas but not necessarily angas. Meron silang appeal sa masa. And si RJ Barrientos, parang ang tagal-tagal mula nang nagkaroon ng malaganitong player like yung mga Mark Kagiwa. Si RJ Barrientos, parang ganun din yung appeal niya sa Ginebra fans. Like, closest in recent years was Arvin Tolentino, pero of course, wala siya sa Ginebra ngayon eh. Pero he was the closest in terms of that. Pero si RJ Barrientos, this conference, he played 24 games total. From start to finish, mula eliminations hanggang dulo ng finals. He played roughly 25 minutes a game, in which he averaged 13.2 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.9 assists per game. In terms of shooting, 45% from the field and 35.7% from 3. Yung 35.7% na yun, mataas na yun, that's way above average para sa PBA standard. Actually, hindi ko kino-compare. I'm just saying, 35 is fine kasi si Alan Kaidik, buong career niya, he was around 36% from 3. So 35, yes, could be better, pero ngayon, as a rookie, unang conference, up and down season, maraming slumps, maraming hot streak, 35 is fine. He also had 59% true shooting percentage, which is also amazing. So, itong video na to, pag-uusapan natin yung iba't ibang factors, specifically 3 sa magandang conference sa pinakita ni RJ and anong ilo-look forward to in the future. Itong 3 factors na to, ito rin yung 3 part ng laro ni RJ Barrientos na importante and critical sa development niya and ng team in the future moving forward with him. Una sa lahat is catch and shoot threes. Ito yung pinaka-obvious sa lahat. Kahit sa eye test lang or sa vibe check lang, so obviously a good catch and shooter or catch and shoot shooter rather. Sa buong conference na to, catch and shoot threes, he was 27 out of 59 sa 3 points na catch and shoot. That's 45.8%. Sobrang taas nun. Okay? Parang kung tatanggalin mo yung lahat ng dribble pull-up niya sa 3 points, yung sa buong 35% niya as a whole sa 3 points, kung catch and shoot lang, he was 45 or almost 46%. So that's almost 50, halos kalahati. That's elite level shooting from RJ Barrientos. So kung makikita natin sa play na to, he started the possession of the ball. It was Japet and Justin Brownlee 2-man game. Okay? Nag-dive si Japet which caused the defense to sink and collapse. Of course, may Brownlee ka na 2 defenders on the ball. Meron kang Japet Aguilar diving to the basket. So that's already 3 SMB defenders occupied. So dito na lalabas ngayon yung shooting na nire-require sa'yo ng team mo to be effective. Stephen Holt sa corner, RJ Barrientos looking for the right spot, the gaps sa defense, and also Scottie Thompson, nagpapakita siya dito kasi na-trap nga si Brownlee. So, Brownlee kicks it out to Scottie Thompson. Since 3 nga yung defenders against 2 Ginebra players, Terence Romeo had to rotate and close out kay Scottie Thompson, leaving Holt and RJ Barrientos 1 Jericho Cruz. So, may advantage na kagad. Scottie Thompson, inikot yung bola, RJ Barrientos, catch and shoot, rhythm, pasok. Yun yung maganda kasi sa Barangay Ginebra. Yes, pwede ka mag-succeed as RJ Barrientos with the ball in your hands. Pero at the same time, natuturuan ka and natututo ka to move without the ball and to exist without the ball. So for RJ Barrientos, na-highlight dito na effective pala si RJ Barrientos. And yun pa nga yung best part ng laro niya, is to be a catch and shoot shooter of the ball. So, kumbaga, you put the pressure away from RJ Barrientos. And mas comfortable ka na ilaro siya alongside guys like Scottie Thompson, Stephen Holt, kasi hindi necessary na laging hawak ni RJ Barrientos yung bola. Pwede mag-exist si RJ alongside other combo guards and run an offense without a problem. So, dito, triangle offense, okay, pinch post, Justin Brownlee, Scottie Thompson. There's going to be a rebound screen cut. Parang double screen to. Aangat si RJ Abarientos dito. And since yung defense nga concerned about Justin Brownlee in the pinch post, okay, nakatilt lahat ng defenders papunta sa direksyon ni Justin Brownlee and Scottie Thompson, leaving RJ Abarientos wide open after ng double screen. Catch and shoot again, rhythm, pasok. And dito naman, RJ Abarientos with the ball, okay? 2-man game with Justin Brownlee. Okay, defense ng NLEX naka-attach kay Justin Brownlee. So it was a downhill RJ Abarientos versus the help defense na you shouldn't do kasi you shouldn't help one pass away. Pero ang nangyari kasi dito, iwan na iwan si Richie Roger because of their coverage kay Brownlee. So, this guy had to help or switch. Kung makikita natin, nag-switch sila, nag-veer away si Richie Roger papunta kay Stephen Holt. So, ngayon ang tao na ni RJ yung nag-help galing corner kanina. RJ Abarientos smartly relocated sa corner, one pass away, ala Steph Curry. RJ Abarientos catch and shoot, nasa rhythm ulit, movement 3, pasok. And even though he started the possession rather with the ball in his hands, marunong siyang gumalaw off ball kapag kabitaw niya ng bola. Dito naman, Stephen Holt, Japet Aguilar, 2-man game, putting the pressure on Junmar Fajardo to contain point of attack. So, the defense, 2 on the ball, CJ Perez had to help or tag the roller. Kasi nga, 2 on the ball eh. Junmar Fajardo had to step up and maintain Stephen Holt. So ngayon yung dive ni Japet Aguilar, kailangan saluhin ni CJ Perez. And 3 versus 2 ngayon yan. 3 Ginebra players against Jordan Adams and Chris Rosales. So RJ Abarientos recognized that. Okay, pumunta siya sa top of the key. Catch and shoot, rhythm, pasok. And now, after ng catch and shoot, of course, pag-usapan naman natin yung mga possessions na hawak niya yung bola. And this is his pull-up game. Importante sa PBA to have a pull-up game nowadays kasi most defenses are going to do drop coverage or some sort of a variation na mas mataas yung defender than the usual drop coverage. Kumbaga parang sinasalo nila both the ball handler and the roller. Kumbaga kung makikita natin dito, yes, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson was in a drop pero nasa level lang siya ng screen. He was trying to maintain the point of attack and also Justin Brownlee at the same time. Stats-wise, pull-up jumper niya from close to mid-range, 21 out of 42 field goal shot. That's 50%. That's very high. Sa 3 points naman, 11 out of 42 pull-up jumpers sa mga 3 points. That's 26%, which is like, you know, for a 3-point pull-up shot, a difficult shot, making 1 out of 4 is fine. Yes, below average siya if you think about it, pero it's fine. Okay, tingnan naman natin tong clip na to. Okay, 2-man game between Brownlee and Nards Pinto. Okay, RJ Abarientos nasa rebound screen cut ulit siya sa weak side. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson had to cover both the point of attack and the roller. And now, nag-switch ngayon sila. Kasi, it was Justin Brownlee. Yun yung coverage nila kay Brownlee was to switch pick and rolls. So ngayon, si RJ Abarientos, nasa kabilang side siya, offense resets, okay, ball reversal. It's going to be a 2-man game between RJ and Japet Aguilar. Attacking Poy Aram and Jason Castro, yung weakest link ng TNT in terms of defense. So ngayon, RJ recognized si Poy Aram nakadrop, sobrang lalim ng drop. And since ang coverage ng TNT was go over and then drop sa ball screen ni Japet Aguilar, so basically, it was Japet's role and RJ Abarientos with the ball against Poy Aram's drop. So, ang babasahin mo rito as a point guard or as a point of attack, kung magko-commit ba sa'yo yung Poy Aram. Pag nag-commit sa'yo, meron kang pocket pass kay Japet Aguilar or meron kang kick out kay Nard Pinto. Pag hindi naman nag-commit sa'yo, meron kang dribble pull-up dito. That's what RJ Abarientos did. Dito na magsisimula magbukas yung mga reads niya as a scorer. Kasi kapag nakadrop, okay, marami kang pwedeng gawin. Babasahin mo na lang kung ano yung binibigay sa'yo ng sitwasyon. Dito, again, okay, pick and roll. Kelly Williams, compared to Poy Aram, mas mataas si Kelly Williams. Parang sinasalo niya ngayon, both Japet and RJ Abarientos hanggang sa makarecover si Jason Castro. RJ Abarientos recognized that, so nag-probe siya, okay, hindi siya nagmadali, kept his dribble alive. He used a pound dribble to shake the defense, pull up from 17 feet. Again, pasok. Dito naman, zoom. Okay, there was a pin down and then dribble handoff from Japet. And now, magpa-flow siya ito a ball screen. Poy Aram, again, higher than sa kanina. So, it was a decision for Ronjay Abarrientos to make. Anong gagawin ko rito? So, kailangan niya maging patient. Okay? Since mas mataas yung drop defender, kailangan kong basahin muna anong gagawin. So, he snaked the pick and roll. Ibig sabihin, dumaan siya sa pick. And then, ini-snake niya, bumalik siya sa kabilang side para maiwan and masil ni Japet si Jason Castro away from the play. That's smart from RJ Abarrientos. Again, yun yung mga reads. Dito naman, Joe Devance, RJ Abarrientos, nag-go over si Terence Romeo. Junmar Fajardo, nasa drop, hindi sa level ng screen, hindi rin mababa, pero low enough for RJ Abarrientos para mag-pull up for 3. And again, ang laking bagay nun para sa Ginebra and para kay RJ. Kasi the fact na you're able to make those shots opens up the floor and makes the defense adjust. And kapag nag-adjust ang defense, usually ang makikita mong adjustment is a show or a blitz or a hedge. Dito, okay, RJ, 5 seconds remaining, screen from Japet, Moto Tua is going to show. Is going to hedge. Ngayon, magkakaroon ng 2 on the ball. So now, it's Anosike's job or the weak side to tag Japet Aguilar. Pero ang talino kasi ng Ginebra dito, nilagay nila sa strong side si Justin Brownlee para yung immediate help na si Anosike na 1 pass away na of course hindi ka mag-help, hindi mo gagawin. Diba? Double black eye yun kasi Brownlee na nga mag-help ka pa. So it was Marshall Lassiter's job to slow down Japet since 2 on the ball. So now, na-recognize ni RJ, walang help na dumating, easy pass to Japet Aguilar, wide open. And again, dito, okay, RJ Abarrientos, Joe Devance, pick and roll, nag-show si Junmar Fajardo. Now, ayan, meron ng pagka-show ni Junmar, magtatagtong nasa corner, leaving Stephen Holt wide open. Pwede mo nang ibigay kay Stephen Holt yan, and siya na mag-extra pass papunta kay JDV. Pero RJ Abarrientos, naging patient siya sa play na to, hinintay niya na bumalik, yung tao sa corner, sa Evan Nava, at saka niya binigay kay Joe Devance wide open sa ilalim. So, ayan, and mga parts ng laro ni RJ Abarrientos na na-impress ako so far. Kasi combination ng lahat, mahirap hanapin nowadays. Especially sa ganitong klaseng sheer output and sheer confidence from a player. And I'm not saying na surefire na magiging superstar siya para sa Ginebra. Pero itong mga skills na to, itong mga strengths na to na meron siya are vital for someone to take that next step. So ang tanong na lang, maaayos niya ba yung decision making niya, kung magiging consistent na ba siya sa mga susunod na conferences.